Who is Shakira? Shakira is the feminine version of Shakir, which means grateful in Arabic. Before all, I am a woman of God. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, sister, friend, and a boss. Shakira, Shakira, Shakira. That's me. And this is my story. Yeah, y'all. Sincere has passport. We took our first trip when he was like 4 months. We had a whole spreadsheet. Well, I had because of my husband. He like, girl, you doing the most. Like, he is more like my husband is the money person. He like, just tell me how much it costs and where we need to be, and we doing it. He like, I'm gonna let you handle all your little plan and stuff, but that's me. Organized. I had a spreadsheet. Like at 1, we gonna take him here. At 2, we gonna take him here. Like all of it written down to a T. So we started doing the things and we were checking things off the list and just truly enjoying life, enjoying every single moment together. And although my husband worked, like sincere, he would be so excited to see his daddy when he got home, like in the evenings and stuff like that. And they would spend so much time together. Like, my husband is a big sports fan, so they would be watching sports together or just dancing or playing. Like, it was family. It was what I always dreamed of, what I thought it should look like for myself. So it just made me happy. It brought me a different type of joy. So 2020 came, y'all, and we still living life. We went through some obstacles that a lot of people don't know about. Like my husband lost his job that he worked at for 5+ years, and he was like on the road to receive like his pension. Like he had been there for some time, and he lost his job and he was unemployed for a couple of months, but nobody knew. Like, because one thing about my husband, like he is a hustler, like he's a go-getter, like he's a provider, he's a man, like he makes it happen. So nobody really knew what was going on. Life didn't change for us. It didn't feel like he didn't work. Like everything was still normal. But he ended up getting a new job. And that's one thing about him too. Like he always kept his corporate job, but he was an entrepreneur too. So he is a man with a lot of skills, a jack of all trades. And he's like the go-to guy in Atlanta. So anyways, he got a new job, and the pandemic came in 2020, y'all. And then they were forced to work from home. And literally every single day, we eat, play, sleep from home, like the three of us, like every day. It was just us. And those are some of the best memories because, excuse me, growing up for me, like some nights I wouldn't even see my mom because she's working so hard, working 2, 3 jobs, trying to make sure there's a roof over our head, food on our table, and my dad wasn't in the picture. So it was like unheard of for any parents to spend that much time with a kid from, where I come from. So it was beautiful. Very, very, a lot of quality time. And we got to bond and get to know each other better and raise our son. We didn't have to hire someone else to raise our son. Like, it was just great. So 2021 came. After a whole year almost of a pandemic, and me going through, postpartum, just trying to get back to myself. I was working on my brand, being a wife, being a mother. We got married in Jamaica in September 2020, and it was the most beautiful dream wedding that I ever could have imagined. Like, we both wanted destination style weddings because we felt like who could make it, they would be there. And even in the middle of a pandemic, like people still showed up and showed out for us. So it was a great experience. And, I got to be the bride that I wanted to be. And, like I said, 2021 came around shortly after that, and I was turning 28. I remember it because every year I set the tone for the year because my birthday is in January. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be this year. So 28 was supposed to be my 20 great year. And it was my 20 great year for sure. But I went to Vegas, you know, pandemic kind of slowing down just a little bit, stuff opening up. Me and one of my good sis, we went to Vegas and it was a grand time. And I finally could, you know, have a little drink after nursing for a whole year. So it was fun. It was good. So then I came back home and y'all, somewhere in between January and February, here we go, making another baby. That's when little Miss Serenity was conceived, okay? But I didn't know. I didn't find out until like March. I thought, y'all, I had a 3-week stomach ache. That's what I was saying. I was like, my stomach just hurt. And like we went to Tin Lindsay's, which is like one of my favorites. And I eat the hot jalapeno peppers from there. I was like, I just ate too many of those. Like, I really messed my stomach up this time. So my husband was like, girl, you do not have no 3-week stomach ache. Like, this cannot, like, who you know have a 3-week stomach ache. So I was like, okay, I just need to take a test just to rule that out because I know I'm not pregnant. Like, that's not the case at all. So y'all bought 3 tests. I didn't even tell him that I was going to take this test. So I ended up taking the test, and this is already on my YouTube channel, so y'all can go look at the video if you want to see. So nonetheless, took the test, and I ended up showing him and telling him that we're pregnant for the 2nd time. And mind you, my son's only 2. And I'm like, 2 under 2? This is not it. Like I said, when he turned 4, we were supposed to be starting to have another child. But when I showed my husband the test, he's like, I already knew. And I believe that in the back of my head because I think me and y'all be knowing what y'all doing. Like, he talking about he already knew. And I'm like, how you knew? So he like, you know, we had that whole thing. Go watch that video. But I was like, this is another blessing. Like, this is my girl. Because I said I wanted to have a boy and then I wanted to have a girl. It wasn't the timeline that I thought. But again, I lived my life on God's time. And so I just was like, I guess this is it. Because I imagined when Sincere was 4 and then have another child. But like I said, he was 2. God said 2 years earlier. Okay, God. So I'm like, okay, thank you. Like, this is a girl. I know it's a girl. Like, I feel it. It's different this time. Y'all, the first trimester, I was sick as a dog. Like, I was not sick at all with Sincere. So I knew it was different. Like, and I know every pregnancy is different, but I felt it. I knew this was my girl. So I was just so excited. It was also hard because, like I said, it was a pandemic. So, like, my husband couldn't even be at the doctor's appointments in the beginning with me. Like, it was so different from with Sincere. Like, he never missed not one doctor's appointment. And then with this child, it's like, oh, nobody can come with you. Like, just show up by yourself. And it's like, who wants to do that alone? Especially when you don't have to. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we did all the appointments. We did our family shoot, of course, and did the baby announcement. I did a whole sit-down video with my mom and my brother announcing it to them. That's also on my channel, so check that out. But it was a beautiful thing. I did a couple things differently with Serenity. We did the 45D ultrasound, and I found out the gender early because I'm like, I don't need to wait. Like, I already had one child. Like, I need to know what's going on. So I did like the where you pay extra to get the blood test to figure out like what the gender is. So we did that, and we found out that we were having a girl, and me and my husband were both so excited. I was so happy. I'm like, okay, a little Moo Diva, let's get into it. Like, let's start buying her stuff. And my husband was just like, Lord, I'm about to have a daughter. So we were excited nonetheless. 2021, like I said, still my 20 great year, but just not how I imagined. I didn't think that I was going to be pregnant that whole year. But we still make the best of it. And like I said, every single day, my husband was still working from home. So we were able to spend those moments together. And Sincere got to see like the transition of mommy growing. And he got to like talk to his sister while she was inside of me. And it was just a very, very good experience, despite how the first trimester went. After that first trimester, I was pretty much good to go, you know, still working, pumping out content, doing the work that I do, you know, just living life. And our due date was October 29th. October 29th was Serenity's due date. And I was like, she's not going to come on time, because Sincere came on his due date. And I was like, she's not going to come on time because she's going to be like me. Y'all, time was a thing for me, and I used to be like late to everything, but now I do better with time. I was like, she's gonna come fashionably late and make her grand entrance into the world, so she's not gonna come on time. And during that time was also soccer season for Sincere, so he had a soccer game that Sunday on Halloween, and I'm like, I really want to be at my son's soccer, you know, so we can't have this baby just yet. So she did not come on October 29th as expected. She came on November 3rd, 2021. And with this pregnancy, it was completely different. Once we knew that it was a girl, like, it was over with, because me and my husband both said, like, we were done. Like, our family is complete. We got our boy, we got our girl. So we were done. So I just chose to do a lot of things to like make sure we had those memories, like getting the gender early and doing a 45D ultrasound and stuff like that, and taking the extra photo shoots and stuff, because I wasn't gonna be able to experience it again. Like, no more kids, so we good. So also I had told my husband, I was like, I want to get a doula this time around. Like, when you know better, you do better. And with the first experience of it being so traumatic with Sincere, like, I wanted someone who had the expertise that we didn't, as far as like the medical terminology and when it comes to like delivering babies. Because truth be told, I always wanted like an at-home water birth, but my husband was like, oh no, we is not doing that. Like, he thought that that was so like weird. So I told him, I was like, I think we should get a doula, so that way it could be another layer of support for, you know, having this baby, and it could be a different outcome, because I'm like, it's no way that I want to experience this same thing again. And I'm like, any woman would want to have a vaginal birth. So I was like, my goal with the doula was, I want to have a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean. So we hired a doula. We were literally we were on our last vacation we just took. We were in, where did we go? Dominican Republic. And we had the first meeting with the doula and everything, and we ended up hiring her. So we had sessions where she would just like help me with my breathing and help me to like focus and stay grounded. And that's when I realized that I don't know how to just breathe. I don't know how to just be. Like, just be. Like, my mind is always going, worried about the next thing. And she would be like, relax your forehead. Just relax. And I'm like, I can't relax. I don't know how to relax. So that was like a whole experience within itself, because I had to learn how to relax. Like, my body was just so tensed. So we practiced those techniques. We did stretching. I also went to the chiropractor weekly while I was pregnant. So like I said, when you know better, you do things a little bit differently. And y'all, I had a successful VBAC. Like, this labor and delivery was completely different experience, and that is also on my channel, so y'all make sure y'all check that out.
There was not a lot of time. She just did it.
I was just so happy. Like, we were just so happy. Like, my husband got to like see Serenity come out. Like, he was right there by my side. Like, he was over there closing his eyes and stuff, and the doctor was like, you okay? Like, you look like you about to pass out. But he was just so happy. Like, it was a different like moment, like from him having a boy to having a girl. And my husband is very headstrong. He's a Leo. He's that, you know, them lions, them Leos, boy. He's very headstrong, and he don't really have like an emotional side. So like he started opening up and getting emotional with me, but like for him to have a daughter, it was like releasing another part of him, like another part that, you know, a lot of people didn't see. So yeah, we had a successful VBAC, and it was everything. And we brought her home literally like the next day. Like, again, since we were still kind of in a pandemic, like hospitals was trying to get you in and out. It's like, so we were home quicker than with Sincere. And Sincere got to meet his sister, and he was so excited to be a big brother.